Kings conquer and achieve everything. Call his hustle a struggle? Sis, rub his shoulders. Place a hand on his head and pray he comes home. He's not the problem, he's the result. If he don't hit the streets, his people don't eat. Like a lion? Hell no. They send the woman to catch the feast. Nah, what he is a modern day entrepreneur, not a jungle beast, but a savage in these streets.
Hello, Earth Elements. Welcome to Time Wit T. This is your general reading. I just want to throw a disclaimer out. If you just want to hear what you want to hear, you're not, into ascension and high vibrational living and work, this reading is not for you. There is a reader out there willing to feed you a bunch of horse crap, and I'm not them. So this is about growth, opportunity, positivity, and high frequency. So if that's you, if that's your path, if that's where you're headed, if that's where you're already at, go ahead and stay. This message is for you. I will say there is a theme going on, and I'm with it. I'm here for it. Check your other placements. The other readings are powerful. Divine is not playing with nobody. There are some major energetic, etherical, dimensional things going on in relation to this planet Earth, and depending on where you resonate, the outcome can be very protected and positive, or it can be, low vibrational, but there will not be an intermingling as much with those energies. It's like a tone is being set, and so it's time for you to get in tune, okay? So with that being said, let me energize this deck, and then I will get your reading going. Divine energy, divine source, divine truth. This is for the earth elements of Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. This is the Set deck for overall energy. Bless all decks being used. All praises to the Most High. All right, let's dig in. I will say, ain't no games being played. The Empress, there you go, showing up in your own reading. It's about someone very powerful, but very nurturing and balanced. I'll take that. That was like in my face, right? To the Emperor, this is about balance. You have an assignment, and it is something that takes a lot of self-discipline. To the Hangman. Yep. So, one more. Okay. Shuffle it. Let me shuffle till I get okay. Ain't no games being played, y'all. So if you were playing games, cut. It's an end to all of that. Like I said, there's a great divide happening right now. We see it taking place physically, but it is also taking place energetically, spiritually, within Most High God's self. So with that being said, the Emperor and the Empress is that balance. It is harmonizing yourself. In the past, it probably and has been, because I know personally it has been channeled as like, a power couple, or the yin and yang energy, where it's like divine force is now set in that center, and there is no intermingling of those. It's like choose your side, right? So it's time for you to harmonize the aspects of you that are the leader, that are the boss, that is nurturing. Like, it's time for you to not be in a box of one or the other. It is time for you to decide, are you high vibrational? Are you going to be this energetic being that contributes, that takes care. Earth elements are the caretakers of the earth, literally. You are grounded and centered. When you go outside and walk barefoot, or you touch nature and trees and plants and those things, grass, it helps reset you and raise your vibration. And not that it doesn't for other elements, but that is a source for you for sure. So where water may be for water, you know what I mean? Someone can take a walk in their shoes and just let the air hit them, and that could be for air. You nude, feet nude, hands nude, being able to touch and be energized through Earth's frequency actually helps you with your ascension. There are some things that it's time for you to release. It's time for you to accept. And it could be some ways of yours. It could be some people. It could, whatever you define that as in shadow work, you're being called to surrender. And you're being called to surrender to what you're here for. The wheel is here, to the tower, to the Fool. So lots of changes coming up, but I already said that. There are things that these avatars are not in charge of, in the effect that there have been decisions and systems created to bind us. And that old way of being and living, it is not what we're moving into, because we as energetic beings have decided, and we see that it didn't work. So our raising our frequency, ascending, is going to shift everything to a whole new way of living. And so the tower is here too. So you have that change to the tower. That's that shake up. And you're going to have to decide where you fit. Where are you going to fall in this? The Fool is here, and this is about believing in yourself and taking that chance. It's not about taking risks anymore. It's not about being reckless anymore. It is not about wanting a pass or making excuses anymore. It's not about riding the fence, I explained this in one of the other readings, because they're all similar. The message is very prominent. And you know how we used to learn in school that scale where 0 was in the center and you had negative and then you had positive, but that center, that divide was there. That's what's going on. So you're no longer allowed to ride that fence. What the center is divine force. That is Nitiru. That is the all. That is Big Mama Ether, black matter, all that is encompassing us that we don't see, but it's weaved in everything around in what we do, whether we are focused and conscious of it, is there, right? Well, now that's what's in the middle. There is no riding the fence. You choose where you're going to be at. What side are you on? What are you going to do with your gifts? What are you going to do with your purpose? Are you going to entertain low vibration? That's where you will find yourself on the spectrum of this happening, because it is a happening. Or are you going to ascend into your highest self? Are you going to take a chance, and are you going to give 100% to Most High Self? Are you going to leave certain things that bind you alone? Are you going to change your conversations? Are you going to contribute? What are you going to do? Because there's a decision that has to be made. We're all being offered this decision, and it's just no games being played. I have been off radar, and I myself have been going through a process, but that's not all of why I went away. But I didn't want to come back on here. I didn't want to contribute to the same blase. I know what y'all want, some of y'all, and I'm just not willing to contribute to it anymore. Not that I would decide what would be channeled through, but I am not, there was no reason for me to come on here, because there was not going to be any feeding of low natures going on. So I was cool with it. But here I am. I saw myself in this outfit. I saw it. I saw myself standing here and just receiving to give. So let's dig into what's going on. There are no excuses anymore. Not to say that you know what you don't know, but you're aware of what is appropriate and what's not, what's positive and what's not, what's growing you and what's not. And now it's time for you to live consciously in those truths. Okay? We have the thinking man, Raphael. Rest and rejuvenation. Yeah, see, I was getting that a lot in my time off of, the channeling. And I got rest and rejuvenation every time I read, every time I checked on myself, rest and rejuvenation. And so what that meant and what that means is it's time to dig in. It's time to get off the fence and decide where you're going to be, where you stand in this. I would say, I feel the word battlefield. It is a spiritual battle. It is an energetic battle. But where's your footprint going to be in this? Because you are going to be allowed to either be in chaos, or you're going to be allowed to be in love and light and harmony. So, and by light, I mean positivity. Raphael is about that knowing. It is about a wisdom and a healing. And it's time. Financial constraints. Some of y'all are, doing, working in your purpose part-time. It's not conscious for you all the time. And sometimes you make decisions or take actions that aren't in line with Most High Self, with God's Self, and you just dismiss it. And you're not seeing the fruits that you feel you should see from doing your divine purpose and operating in your divine purpose and contributing. And it is because you wishy-washy. Your frequency is not solid. There is now, you're either this or you're that, period. There is no more indecisiveness. It's time for you to define yourself, and it's time for you to let it be known. And that means some lifestyle changes. That means some community changes. That means some relationship changes. But that's where we're at. Hey, Kitty. Kitty's out on the patio. He's sniffing around. If you call him, he'll run right up. Door to spirit. That speaks for itself. Patience. Yeah, your fruit is what you're seeing, what you're sowing into right now. And that's the beautiful thing about this. You're getting direct insight into what is not balanced. You're getting told what needs to be fixed. And there's nothing to reject about that. You have patience to community, to Archangel Michael. That is the most protective, solid energy. That Michael energy is about accountability. But it is also about, it's like a strict parent. They just not going to play no games. They're not going to bend for you. They're not going to try to, they may understand, but they're not going to go along with what you want. It is time for you to define yourself, and it's time for you to make your imprint. It's time for you to speak up. It's time for you to shout it loud. It's time for you to attract those like you, high vibrational, or you're going to only be allowed to attract the low vibrational. Because I will tell you that what's going on is ascended masters, God's self is now saying they don't have time to entertain the low vibrational. With technology, there's enough information, there is enough, there's enough information to access to not remain in those low vibrational frequencies. You may need assistance with other things if there's addictions, or if you dibble and dabble here and there in things that really whack out and glitch out your energetic system. You may need some assistance to get through that, and that's what you being called to go do what you need to go do, no matter what it takes. So there are no more excuses. It's like, where you gonna fall? You know, whose side you on? What are you going to do with this? Because we got things to do. Just being an ascended master, just accepting that and just operating in that and vibrating at that high love frequency. It does not mean that you reject someone if you can assist them with a sandwich or a meal. It does not mean that. It doesn't mean don't give that person a ride, but it means it ends at that interaction. It means you're not trying to fix them. You're not trying to carry their load for them. You know, you spread some truth, you spread some love, and then you leave that where that's at, and you allow them to awaken themselves. You know, but you have something in you that is very nurturing, but is very powerful, that you're neglecting to encompass. You're rejecting the full scope of who you are, and that is going to cost. So it is time to truly wake up and embrace all that you are. And the other side of that is amazing people that you're going to attract and connect with, that, you know, you can politic with, which for me in my lingo means just, you know, learn from, share with, teach. You learn and teach each other. Like, it is a complete positive, high vibrational collaboration. So that's where that's the other side of it. We're very sober, that is true, but we're still passionate, we're still funny, we still enjoy some sarcasm and a joke, you know, but we are focused on not struggle and poverty and chaos and toxicity. That is not what will be accepted. So you see where that divide is going to happen anyway, because ascended masters, chosen ones, are like, yeah, I don't have time. Go deal with yourself and then come see me. You know what I'm saying? Is that vibe going on? Not letting go of one-sided situations. You trying to ride the fence. Ace of Swords sideways, still trying to ride the fence. Trying not to agree or disagree. Trying not to choose a side. Trying not to this and that. And you being called to choose a side. Release people that don't mean you the same result or the same effect that you offer them. There is some stability here. You're being offered stability. But first you got to let go of just being content with inconsistency, content with half-ass, content with, some of y'all are wanting something, or you're allowing, you know, you're using people, and you fake fronting, and it's time for you to release all that, because all you're carrying away is more trouble. You are going to make your decision and you're going to own it. It will be yours to carry. I feel and hear the time is now. Like, it has come upon us, okay? Reciprocal. It's time for you to let go of, you know, somebody isn't 100, you're not 100. It's time for you to let it go. It's time for you to really look for what is offering what you're offering. It's time for you to attract your people, attract your group, because even if all of these negative entities are left here to be in misery together, you know what the vibration of that collective high vibrational master energy is? It's a part of the shift. It contributes. You know, I talked with the other elements, the channeling came through about don't judge something that was negative, in a sense that you're spiteful or you're bitter or you rub it in, malicious or anything. See it as a blessing. See those negatives, see those interactions and patterns that took you so long to break. See them as a tool to get you to awakening. See it. It was not for nothing. It served a purpose. And maybe when they're all there and that vibration and that boundary is set and they're miserable, some will come up out of it because they'll be like, wait, this ain't where I'm supposed to be. And let's hope that I'm sure there will be a lot of alone time, because in that separation, there is no riding the fence. You either bout it or you not. So there will be some times and some people that are they completely seclude themselves and they go in deep and they deal with things, and it's going to happen quicker for them because of the season we're in, because of what's going on around us energetically. So all praises to the Most High. Some of y'all so focused on coins that y'all using people. You're so focused on financial stability. That's why financial constraints is here. You're attracting that negative aspect of how you're trying to get money. So you're trying to get money, but you're doing it by using people, or you're doing something that's not on the up and up, that's not authentic. And so you're always struggling. It's time for you to really, doors are closing. Opportunities are closing. Your wish fulfillment is on the line. It's time for you to really let go. It's time for you to go for what you know is true self, authentic self. Oh, this is sad. High Priestess in reverse. Hi, kitty. High Priestess in reverse to the Emperor. Yeah, y'all are missing the aspect of you. You're blaming others, or you're just not really accepting, because you're glorifying yourself. You're putting yourself on a pedestal because of the work that you do or the contributions you do make that are positive. But it's all about integrity. It's all about consistency. And we're being called to be some real warriors. We're being called to really hold it down 100% of the time. And that takes a lot of self-reflection and self-awareness and self-discipline. And you're being called to be disciplined. You are not using your full power. Your High Priestess is in reverse. You are not operating in your full power. You've gotten a little taste and you playing and dabbling with it, and there are consequences for that. Yep. Walking away from false love, walking away from the concept of love that you grew up with that maybe wasn't true. It was toxic. It's time for you to really define some things in your life. I see a short, dark night of the soul where you're dealing with things. You are not trapped. You have to decide. You got to get off. You're being pushed off of the fence, earth elements. No more riding the fence. What's it going to be? You going to live in your shadow, or you going to live in your high vibrational self? Most High self. Loss of abundance. Yeah, emotionally immature. It's time for you to transform that. It's time for you to become a leader. You have people that you're meant to collaborate with, and you're missing it. You're missing your wealth. You're missing love. You're missing peace. Ooh, earth elements, and you are the caretakers here. So this vibrational shift that's happening, can't no machine, there is nothing that is going to interrupt divine force's will in this. And so you can't block the sun, you can't put reflectors over, there is nothing that can be done with what is happening, this shift that is happening. So what you gonna do? There is an offering of comfortability, stability, but you got to walk through the gate. There's a trellis here. It's like a gate, a door of leaves, but it's not a trellis. It's an entryway, and there's a mirror there, and it's time for you to walk through it, but it's going to take some self-reflection and self-discipline. And Knight of Swords is here. It's time for you to move quickly. There is an urgency every reading today about like now. Set yourself aside and take some rest. I think I've been off for 3 weeks. See what's around you. See what you allow. See what you don't allow. See how you believe in yourself. It's time for you to really do this because you chose to come in as an earth element, your birth and the stars and your alignments and all of that. And here you are riding the fence. That's not appropriate. That's not acceptable. Okay? Plan a vacation. So this isn't about you going to the Bahamas or Fiji or anything. This is literally, unless you want to, but wherever you go, it's about seclusion. It's about separation. It's about rest and rejuvenation. It's about getting focused. Well, just slap me all in my face. That was movement. Read. This is about researching. I have been reading so much, y'all. So much. Like, I got a highlighter and I have my books and I've literally been on my study and I have been digging in, and that's my, that's not just for me. That's for all of us. There is so much that we need to know to assist us with being conscious and self-aware every day, all day, and being powerful in our power. And it's time to study up and figure it out. Been in here doing Qigong, studied up on it first, still learning more about it, but you are so powerful and you're letting that power slip. You're wondering and you're like, oh, there's lack. Oh, I'm struggling. No, you don't have to though. You really don't, but you do need to study up. You need to gain the wisdom and knowledge in order to push yourself into that next level. Create art. Some of you are fulfilled. Sometimes art is dancing. Sometimes it's on a pad and paper or a canvas. It's knitting, yarning. Some of you, it's creating with your hands, molding, sculpting, whatever creating art is for you. Get to it. Could be photography. Music is important to help with your frequency, but be careful what music you're listening to, the lyrics and the frequency of it. Movement. This is about yoga. It's about exercise. It's about stretching. It's about opening up your root. So I have this practice I created months ago, and I sit in a lotus and then I lay myself slowly back until my back is flat, and I feel my hip bones and in my ilium, in the bones inside of there, I feel them like ready to pop. It feels like they're gonna break, but sometimes I keep my knees raised a bit, and slowly now I can lay them flat and open to open that root. It's time for you to get to caring for yourself. It's time for you to invest in that so you can operate in your purpose without all the machinations or the trickery, okay? Because some of y'all know what's supposed to be yours and you're wondering why it's not there, but then you turn around and you do some stuff and it's like, well, duh, that's why you don't have it. You're not vibrant. You're not attracting it. Breach. Yeah, whole system is being breached, veiled. Some of y'all, you're not going to be open to this. Y'all just going with the flow and you're going to remain in darkness. You have ebb and flow to veiled. And then there's a breach here. This is that awakening. Perspective, creation, and celebration. You're going to be happy about what you're creating in your life once you surrender. And once you define and you allow your Most High God Self to be in charge. Surrender. First card out in numerology. Follow your dreams. This is speaking about what you came here to do. You came here to awaken to your true powerful self. You came here to live the life of fantasy and truth and abundance and comfortability, and be around like-minded, not like-minded, like vibrating, because we all have different philosophies and different understandings and downloads, but we all can come together knowing that we are in the frequency of love. That's the determining factor, that frequency of love. Before you do something, did you do it spitefully? Before you did something, was your integrity there? You know, were you shooting shots, being shady? Like, what do you do stuff for? You know, all things, not just when you're doing good, all parts of you. What are you doing it for? So if you want to follow your dreams, you want to be in tune with your highest frequency. And that's what this is saying. It's time. Is it doable? Yeah, it's doable. There were ancients that lived in this sense of self. And they weren't engaging or entertaining distractions and low vibrations or things that took away from their high vibrational communities. So it's up to you. Manifestation. Domestic harmony, physical activity, and personal growth. All right. Well, I said it was going to be a doozy, and it was, but it's all good. Like, it is what it is. You can react negatively, or you can be hype and excited, like, dang. You know, sometimes you don't know what you don't know. Sometimes patterns are hard to recognize, but once you recognize them, get out of them. But love is the highest frequency. Operate in it, elevate into it. Okay? Peace.